Hey guys, happy Sunday!
So
I'm getting ready to go do a family photo shoot, and while I do that, Dan is actually going to get started on some of the prep work for our dinner tonight. We are doing zucchini lasagna. I'm so excited. I already made marinara earlier in the day, and I'll be sure to link the video to that recipe down below. It's really easy, and if you've never made our marinara, I really recommend it. I mean, I recommend all of our food, but the marinara is unbelievable. As you can see, I am still battling the sinus infection of death, dark circles and all. Rest assured, I have a doctor's appointment on Wednesday, so all of you that are private messaging me and telling me to go to the doctor, I'm going. So I feel okay, I'm just really congested. So, I had a wedding all day yesterday. Didn't get to vlog because yesterday was bananas. But today we're really excited about a really cozy, comfy Sunday dinner. So, it's a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie and tell you that this is the easiest recipe we've ever made, because it isn't. There is some prep work involved, and it's gonna take a little bit of extra love, especially if you're gonna make your own marinara. But sometimes you gotta put in that extra effort if you want a really big payoff for dinner. So let us show you what you're gonna need for ingredients, and then Dan is going to kind of walk you through some of the prep, and then as soon as I get home from my shoot, we will show you how to assemble this puppy.
side note, never realized how big my ears were until I got my hair cut.
Dan got a haircut today.
My ears are
Stud.
they're big though. Look at them ears. They're like satellites.
Mine are really small, and his are kind of big. I have really small ears,
right here,
don't
look,
I?
I look like an elf.
Look how small my ears are. Isn't that weird? They're really small.
It's creepy.
Did you never notice that I had small ears?
Nope.
I do. They're
I'm an
really
elf.
little. We're so stupid. Weird ass people.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what you're gonna need for zucchini lasagna. You can definitely omit things if you want to, but we're going all out. So here we go.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, and this part is really important, the way that we're planning to slice the zucchini to use it in a lasagna, you really want to use a mandolin or some kind of vegetable peeler. It's very hard to get them as thin as you need them with just a knife. So a mandolin is really one of the main tools that you're gonna need. We got this one from Aldi and it was $5, but I've also seen them at Marshall's and TJ Maxx and they're super cheap. Next, zucchini. We have got 6 large zucchinis here, a pack of mild Italian sausage, a pound of ground beef. I have a jar of my homemade marinara sauce. I will leave the link to the how-to video on this down below. You could also use a jar of whatever marinara sauce you have on hand if you're not too rigid about it. I have a block of frozen spinach. 2 small containers of ricotta. These are 15 ounces each. You could just get one large 30-ounce container, but this is all they had at Aldi. Parmesan cheese, basil and parsley, and some salt. And that's it. So Dan is gonna slice up the zucchini and then he's gonna lay them out on some paper towels and let them dry out the entire time that I'm gone. When you are cooking with zucchini, especially if you're going to bake it, it really needs that time to kind of dry and release its excess moisture. If you've ever made zoodles, you know that drying them out is really the way to go. Otherwise they get really soggy and just super wet. If you have time constraints and you don't feel like doing that, that's fine. Just bear in mind that it will have a little bit of extra liquid in it if you don't give it the time to dry. So Dan's gonna shred them up, and I'm gonna go...
Shred it, bro!
Shred it! And I'm gonna go do a family photo shoot. Have fun. In fact, our mandolin just broke.
Spend money.
Yeah, don't buy the $5 one.
I think we found this one at a Bell's
No,
outlet.
it was Aldi. I already told them.
Oh, Aldi. Okay.
Yeah,
It was $5.
It's spring for the $20 mandolin.
Just don't do it. We thought it was a great idea, and one of them works. All the other stuff works awesome.
I mean, to be fair, I've gotten $5 out of this. I've used it plenty of times and not had an issue. But we're going to figure out how to improvise, and we will get back to you.
Adapt and overcome.
Okay, so we may or may not have rigged our mandolin just to be able to accomplish this because I'm being a big bratty baby and I really wanted to do it in strips like this. If you don't have a mandolin, you could probably do just like really thin circle slices of your zucchini, but I have a vision and we need to stick to it. So Dan went ahead and kind of rigged the mandolin and we're just gonna get through it and then we're probably gonna throw it in the damn trash. So let me show you what this looks like. Don't do what we do. Okay, so we are not peeling the zucchini. We just are laying it on its side using the thin blade attachment on the mandolin that has been ever so lovingly secured in there. And then we've got thin strips of zucchini. So Dan is going to continue doing this to our 6 large zucchinis, and then they're gonna lay out on a towel here to dry for, I don't know, probably about an hour to an hour and a half. Okay, so we have the burner on medium heat. I threw a little splash of olive oil in there, and then we're gonna go ahead and add all of the ground beef and all of the ground sausage. Dan went ahead and took the sausage out of the casings. You're gonna wanna do the same thing. Now it looks like a lot of meat because it kind of is, but we're gonna brown this and then we're gonna drain all of the fat and oil out of it, and then we'll add the marinara, and this is gonna be part of the base for our zucchini. Okay, so while all the meat is browning, we're also gonna steam up this pack of frozen spinach. Just do what your package directions tell you to. For this block of spinach, you just toss a little water in with it, throw the lid on, and let it steam. Okay, so Dan's about to mix up the ricotta mixture for our lasagna. I forgot to mention an ingredient, which I do all the time because I'm a crazy person. So in addition to the ricotta cheese mixture, we also are going to add in a cup of mozzarella cheese.
Because why not?
Because we had it shredded already, honestly. You don't have to, but I want it cheesy. I want it to be really satisfying. So,
Muy cheesy.
yeah, we're going to show you what goes in. So first, 2 containers of ricotta cheese. So it's 30 ounces total.
Now, a sugar.
No, Lincoln.
Not yet, Lincoln.
Not yet, buddy. You gotta wait.
You're going to have to let him do it.
Now, a butter.
So that's 30 ounces of ricotta.
Color.
Then Lincoln is going to add half a cup of Parmesan cheese.
Good job, buddy.
Great job.
And his turtle soup.
Now,
A baby.
Nope, not yet.
No zucchini yet, baby.
Not yet.
Now?
Zucchini.
Okay, we're going to add a cup
A cup.
of shredded mozzarella.
It's good with the weather.
Good job, Lincoln.
The weather. Tiffany.
Now we're going to add a little bit of seasonings to this. So it's going to be 1 tablespoon of dried parsley
Dry parsley.
and then a teaspoon of dried basil. Oh, Lincoln's over there talking about lemon juice. Oh, that's not how you do that, but that's okay.
Hold on. Technical malfunction.
So, teaspoon of basil. Then we're also going to add just a little sprinkle of salt. And that's just to taste. It probably ends up being about a 1/4 teaspoon. Perfect. Now Dan's going to mix this all together.
Miss other guy. Now miss the other guy.
Yep.
Every time.
You wanna stir it?
Stir.
Here.
Stir a sugar.
Go ahead,
the
stir it.
cheese.
Stir the cheese.
Stir a sugar.
Way to go, Ninja Turtle.
Do it, buddy.
I'm going to have to wash that.
I got it.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Look.
That's okay. Sometimes you get messy when you cook, buddy.
Got it.
Go ahead and stir.
Stir the cheese.
Stir a sugar.
That's
Yep,
right.
stir it all together.
Oh no.
Oh no. Here, mommy will
It's gonna
take
take a
that.
while. Okay, so the ground beef and sausage mixture is all browned. I went ahead and drained it very, very well. And now I am going to add a jar of marinara sauce. Now, depending on how much meat you use, you will have to kind of gauge how much marinara sauce you need. I'm hoping that it only needs a jar, but we will wait and see. Okay, so we're gonna put a jar of marinara in.
jar make it in?
Jar of marinara. You don't want to try that?
Yes. Now
And then
look at there.
now we stir it all together. Like I said, how much meat you use is what's going to kind of dictate how much sauce you need. You definitely want it to be nice and saucy because this is really the only liquid that's going into the dish. So I'm definitely gonna need to add a little bit more. So I will scrape what's in my jar and then I might have to break into the other jar to add a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more. Does it smell good?
They're good.
Oh, good. So, it is a really safe bet that when I am cooking and I do not have the video running, that I'm probably singing. I like to congratulate myself when my food tastes really good. So, Dan just took a bite of the sauce and I started singing the song from the Karate Kid that's like, "You're the best around." You know it. If you don't know it, like Dan didn't know it, ask me if I was singing a Spice Girls song. So what I said was, Cobra Kai, bitch. Because it's from Karate Kid, and it's like my get 'em hype song. Well, guess what Lincoln said?
He said Cobra Kai, bitch.
Oops.
Her fault. Her fault. This is why we cook when the kids are sleeping.
Sweep the leg. Get him a body bag. Karate Kid? Anyone? No? Am I alone?
Ninja Turtle.
Being an 80s baby? We're the weirdest people ever. So weird. Okay guys, the spinach is done too. You definitely want to strain and then squeeze out a lot of the moisture in the spinach because again, we don't want to add too much moisture to this dish. The zucchini has enough. So go ahead and strain this, but then try and wring out some of the extra moisture before you add it to the cheese. Now is a good time to preheat your oven to 350. Dan is going to mix the spinach into the cheese mixture eventually. What are you waiting for?
Life.
Let's do this.
All right.
It's still hot.
It's a little warm. Ouch. Ow, 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 ow.
Okay, it's time to start building this bad boy. First, I'm gonna take a really small amount of the meat mixture and put it in the bottom of the pan. The building process is a little time consuming, but if you've ever made lasagna, you know how worth it is. So a little bit of meat first, just so the zucchini doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. And then we're gonna start layering it in. We want a lot of zucchini, obviously, because we have 6 here. And we want it to be pretty sturdy. So we're gonna start overlapping. Dan is in my ear eating this cheese mixture, and I swear to God, I cannot function.
I'm not though. That's the dog that you're hearing. But it's cool.
So first zucchini. Then we're gonna add more meat, then cheese. And it's just gonna be an assembly line until we run out of ingredients. So now more meat. I think I'm gonna do meat first, then cheese. Yeah. So now your meat goes in. I probably have too much zucchini, but that's okay. I wanted to have more than enough. And this will just depend on how big your pan is, I guess. So, meat in. Does that look good?
Mm-hmm.
Now Dan's gonna spoon on some dollops of cheese. We're using a scoop and then we're just gonna kind of mash it out. Okay, now we're just gonna keep building until we run out of ingredients, basically. It smells so good, you guys, and I'm like hangry, like I'm getting like lippy and everything, so I can't wait for this to be done. Okay, so we ended up having enough meat and cheese for 3 pretty decent layers. We had enough zucchini for 97 layers. So earlier when I said that you needed 6 zucchinis, that was absolutely a lie. You probably need 3 to 4 large zucchinis. So don't be wasteful like us. We wasted for you. So have all the layers stacked up. The oven is preheated to 350 degrees. I went ahead and shredded some mozzarella cheese. And I'm just gonna cover the entire top with mozzarella cheese. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top. And then it's gonna go into a 350 degree oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. I'm just gonna take a peek at it and see when this cheese is nice and brown and bubbly. And that's it. All right, it's going in the oven. When the 30-minute timer went off, I went ahead and threw broil on for a couple of minutes just to get the top nice and brown, but it smells incredible. We're gonna let this sit for a few minutes before we cut into it because it's probably like 9,000 degrees inside. Can't wait. So we literally forgot to taste it because we just ran to the couch. So
She's making me wait.
I caught Dan before his first bite, so go ahead. I was like, stop, don't. Is it good?
Mm-hmm. All the flavors are there. It's amazing.
He doesn't typically love zucchini. I'd like to throw that in there. So he was a little skeptical about this.
It's actually really good, and the zucchini didn't break down a whole bunch, so it's still got a little bit of a crunch to it. I'll never say that zucchini's like a noodle. It's
'Cause it
not.
isn't.
It's not a noodle.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not a noodle.
But check
But it's delicious, you guys. Like, make sure that you put the sausage in it, though. It has to have that sausage in it.
I think so too. And if you don't eat pork, just make sure that you really over season the ground beef then. All right. Let's food dance.
It's a double piecer.
Guys, I'm gonna go eat my dinner and go to sleep because I'm dying. We'll talk to you later.